Welcome everyone to the Sister Stories podcast. This podcast's aim is to marvel at God's sovereignty over each of our lives as women and to encourage one another by sharing our stories. My name is Sophie and today I'm joined by Wei Lin.
Hi everyone.
Hi. So first of all, can you tell us who you are?
So I'm Wei Lin. I come from Malaysia. We moved from Malaysia to London in 2015, so with my husband and my son Ethan.
Great. And what do you do?
I'm an accountant.
Oh, great. Okay. So we're going to be talking about your walk with the Lord Jesus and your life, really. But could you start with telling us about your family background?
So I have two older brothers, and I grew up in a Chinese belief Buddhism family.
Mm. Right. Okay. So that was in Malaysia?
Yeah, that's in Malaysia.
Right. Okay. Can you tell us a bit more about these beliefs and what did you believe as a Buddhist?
So it's very common for the Chinese to believe in Buddhism in Malaysia in general, and most family is quite against Christianity, really, and I never get to know Christianity since I was young. So I was always brought up to know about Buddhism and all the teachings of Buddhism and things like that. Yeah.
What would you say is the main teaching of Buddhism? I'm just aware that people might not have encountered that.
So Buddhism is a religion that always asks people to do good, and they believe if you do good, then you will get something back, a reward in a good.
Yeah.
And they believe in karma system, which if you do good this life, then next life you can be human, or then otherwise you might be animals or things like that.
Right.
But I never. Well, I probably think like how this system works, because it's almost impossible for human not to make mistake or not to sin or not to lie or even children. You don't teach them, but they still lie. But I haven't really go further to search for other religion at that point of time. Yeah.
Okay, so you could see issues with these beliefs, but you were not sure where to.
Yeah.
I mean, as a child, you
because
probably
it's,
wouldn't know.
Something that everyone believes in most commonly.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's really interesting. So let's carry on in time. Let's say. What could you tell us how you came to hear about Christianity then?
So no one has ever really shared about the Christianity with me. When I grew up, I did hear about like my friends in secondary school believe in Christ, and then the whole family is against her. So not until the university, the thought just came into my mind that I should just start reading Bible and go to church. It's very weird. It's a very weird thought. I don't know where did it come from.
Yeah. So was there something that prompted you to ask?
Yeah. So I grew up and always quite scared to sleep by myself and always quite scared of anxious of the evil spirit and ghosts like that, something like that. So I don't have peace with me when I sleep since young. So when I was in the university, so I have this friend. She's a Catholic background. So she has the Bible, and then I never knew about creation of the world. Never think about the creation of the world. Never thought about God. Never thought about anything.
Yeah.
So when I read the Bible, I read the creation of the world and the earth, and I was amazed. So and then I thought, okay, I need to go to church. So I asked a Christian friend to bring me to the church. Yeah.
Right. Okay. could you tell us a little bit in Buddhism what is the teaching about creation, or is there a teaching about that?
I don't think there is a teaching about creation of the world. It's never mentioned. It's all about this prince that left the palace, sacrificed himself, and he died of hunger because he saw people suffering. So there's no resurrection after he died. So he just died.
Okay.
So that is that background of the religion.
Right. Okay. Okay, so that's interesting because there's no beginning of things, even if there's that karma idea of carrying on into the next life. And that's really interesting. That's a little bit contradictory, actually. Okay. Sorry. So that's interesting that the creation story struck you that much. What? How did you hear about Jesus after that, or was it just through reading the Bible or through church?
So the church and the Bible,
Yeah, okay. And so I'm curious about your family's reaction to these beliefs and what they thought about that.
Yeah, so it's amazing because so my eldest brother at that point of time when I was in the university, he's already started working, and so he came to know my sister-in-law, who is a Christian. So he started going to church with my sister-in-law. At that point of time, his girlfriend. So when I say that I start to go to church, and then because he's going to church, and my father loves my eldest brother, so he didn't say anything. So the whole family then my mother and my second brother also start going to church with us. Yeah. So it's God's blessing. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have to go through all those hassle. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Was it just because they saw you going, so they thought we'll go with you, or was there something that attracted them to Christianity? Do you think?
So. At the beginning, I think they're just going because we are going, so they just follow us. Yeah, but my mom truly believes in God now.
Oh, that's
so
great.
my father accepted Christ, but he's not he's not keen to go to church. But
yeah, okay. Did that come later on then for your father?
Yeah, much later. It's most recent. Yeah,
I see. Okay. Oh, that's great. So basically, almost all your family
are safe.
That's amazing. That's a great story. Yeah. Okay, great. That's great to know and to see how your brother and you kind of drew them, even if it's just following along at the beginning at least. And okay. How long were you in Malaysia for in your life? Or
so I was born there, grew up there. So before we moved here, so it was about. So we moved here when I was about 35 years I was living in Malaysia for,
Wow, okay. So did you go, was it a Catholic church or a different denomination?
So we go to, so my brother, we used to go to like charismatic church. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but then after I got married, I went to Salvation Army.
Right, okay. Oh, well, okay. So, and then you came to the UK. What brought you to the UK?
Oh, because B likes UK, he likes working here, and he likes traveling into Europe.
I see. Okay.
So we came here, and then we're living here for almost 9 years now.
Nice. Okay. And Ethan was born in Malaysia.
Yeah,
okay,
Ethan was born in Malaysia.
Nice. Okay. I'm curious about how you found the different churches that you went to, because Cornerstone is not charismatic.
No.
And what that brought to your faith and how that faith developed.
Yeah, I actually prefer the church that's not charismatic, because I found speaking tongue is quite uncomfortable sometimes because I don't know what they're talking about. But the teachings are not wrong though. Charismatic church, their teachings are still correct based on Bible, and it's just the practice is a bit different.
Yes.
So. And be brought up in Salvation Army, so we used to go to. But at that time when we moved here, the Salvation Army is in Rains Park and it's not local. And then we moved to Everyday Church, But unfortunately, Everyday Church Kingston closed down, and then we
Yes.
started to look for a new church after lockdown. And then we came to Cornerstone, and we liked it. Yeah.
Great, yeah. So, yeah, I wonder how your knowledge of the Bible and of Christ grew through time. So you started with hearing about the creation story, and then about Christ. What did you discover, perhaps, that you didn't know about God in that time? Yeah.
So it's the creation of the world, and then slowly reading the Bible and knowing that Jesus died for us on the cross. I don't think anyone else will do that, and God truly loved us so much that He let His only Son die for us on the cross.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess that's the main, the most important teaching, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. And what about your time at Cornerstone? Is there anything that you feel you've learned in being at Cornerstone?
Yeah, I really like Cornerstone. I mean, the preachings are great, and most important is the support that I get from Cornerstone Church to grow in faith, and also the sisters that I've got, people like Catherine, people like I learn a lot from Karen Yo from Malaysia, and then I have throughout my, because I just been through surgery, so I've got lots of supports and also sharings and prayers from the other sisters. Which is they are really great, like Ting Ting, Eunice, Joanna, and Xiao Yan. They all Si Wei, and it's really good. I feel so supported, and so I really liked how this church is really get to know the new people, and how we feel like we are so involved at the church, and we're so close to the people at the church.
Yeah, that's great. That's really important, isn't it? You need to come together as a family, really. Yeah. So can you, if we take things a bit closer in time, can you tell us a little bit about what you've learned in the last year or so, or any lessons?
So my health is not great this year. Been through quite a lot and still going through now. So at times I was really low, and so I just keep praying to God that He will help me to get through. I meditate His word and ask people for the experience in life, and how did they get through the storm in life, and what are the Bible verses that encourage them, and learn from other people's from church.
Okay, that's great. And I'm sure you felt that He kept you in that time, and that you were surrounded by the church as well. That's great. That's good to hear. Okay, anything else that you would like to share?
I just feel like when time is difficult, it's good to speak to other sisters or brothers at the church and ask them for prayers. Don't go through things alone. Don't continue to trust in God even when it is so difficult. Continue to pray for His healing and wait for His time, even it is difficult.
That's a great piece of advice. I wanted to ask you as well, if you compare what your life was like as a Buddhist and all these fears that you had, especially at night when you were going to sleep, to now, has God addressed these fears? Have you felt a peace about it?
So ever since I come to know God, it has changed me.
Really?
Okay. So I don't have that anymore.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay. Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
I think there's always something that draws us to God, isn't there? And sometimes it's something we're afraid of, like that, and it causes you to think about something a bit deeper and actually find that answer. That's great. That's good to know, actually. Great. And yeah, if you had some advice to give to younger Christians, what would you say to them?
So like I said just now,
yes,
just keep sharing, speak to people, and don't just go through the problem yourself, because many people are going through the same thing actually. So just pray together and support and advice, and even to cry together.
That's right. That's the advantage of being in the church, isn't it?
Yes,
Definitely. Great. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Wei Lin.
Welcome.
I think this is quite a short episode, but if anyone has something they want to ask you, or I'm sure they can come to find you and find out more, because this is really interesting to see people from so many different backgrounds, and a Buddhist background that we haven't had before on the podcast actually. And how we can all come to Christ, actually. And God draws us to Him. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So that's all for today's episode of Sister Stories, everyone, but join us again next time.